In an effort to not waste your time, both on screen and down in the description below, you can find the completed version of my 1 vs 1 PvP tier list for Black Desert Online. Wait, before you click off the video, if you're willing to blindly follow my tier list, then you should also be willing to blindly hit the like and subscribe button. And if you are a homie, then click the bell icon so you can always be a part of the conversation. For those of you planning on sticking around to see my thought process, then make sure to watch until the very end because making a tier list is difficult. And I end up doing most of the refining towards the latter half of the video. Enjoy. This is our Black Desert 1v1 tier list for 1v1s, hence the name. And that means that we aren't going to be talking about PvE. We're not going to be talking about, 3v3 Arsha or large scale. This is pretty much just 1v1s coming from your very favorite BA rat. I never actually leave the BA. And 1v1 is something that I think I specialize in. So hopefully. Hey, Saint Felipe from the future here to quickly apologize if the rest of the video comes off as unprofessional. The main reason for that is because I did all of this live on stream over at twitch.tv/NotSaintFelipe. I actually am planning on streaming every single day this year, and I would love to have you join me so you can be a part of the moment. Starting with Archer, this is a very strong class. In 1v1, a lot of people think that Archer is very bad, and then I have a buddy, a personal friend of mine named Yoro, who will prove you wrong. He will prove you wrong. I think Archer is an A tier class. In 1v1. I lied. I think Archer's a B tier class. It's a very strong 1v1 class. No grab, unfortunately. Has range CCs, decent SA damage, has a decently hard time getting away from grabs. And gets scuffed by slows a lot, so that kind of makes it a B tier class overall. But if you're a good enough player, definitely an A or S. But for majority of players, it's an A tier. Or a B tier. Awakening Ranger. This is a bit of a weird one. Awakening Ranger is known for being extremely strong. A hard class to play. Has a ton of SA abuse. Can grab you. Probably the fastest grab in the entire game, to be honest. Fastest, like, up close grab. I would say Awakened Ranger, for me personally, would be an A tier class in 1v1. I know it has a lot of issues in larger scale, but honestly, this class right here is an A+. Hovers near the top of A. For sure. Has a ton of tools going for it. Next up on the list is Awaken Dark Knights. Dark Knight, a ton of damage. Awakening has the advantage of having a lot more range damage. So that being said, I think Awakening Dark Knight might actually be an A tier class. It's above Archer for sure. I want to say it's here for now. This one might change. I'm going to say it's at the very top of B tier. And just for like logistics, the closer classes towards this left side over here means it's better. So we're going to be doing orders like that as well, because there's a ton of classes to get through here. So I think that's going to make it a little easier for people to understand. Awakening Guardian's a D class. No, I'm just kidding. Awakening Guardian is a C tier. PvP, I think it has decent. In 1v1, it's ass. To be honest, I think it's a pretty D tier. In a 1v1 situation. I don't know. A lot of Awakened Guardians will use their gear to out gear check you. A lot of Awakened Guardians out there are very decent, or I would actually say pretty strong in large scale, but when it comes to a 1v1 situation, the Awakened Guardian just isn't it, to be honest. So I think I hate to do this to Awakened Guardian players, but I'm actually gonna put it as a D tier. Unlucky. Feels bad for you guys, but Awakened Guardian is just kind of ass. So next thing is Awakened Shin. A Hash player. I would say Hash is an A tier. Awakened Hash in 1v1 is an A tier class. Has a range grab, very important. Has a block jump, also very strong. Frontals and a ton of SA. A slow as well. Yeah, this is an A tier class. This one is because of the rework. The whole reason I'm making this tier list and stuff is because the rework happened not too long ago. Awakened Kuno is one of the characters that got the most love from the rework, in my opinion. I think in 1v1, Awakened Kuno is an S tier class. Previously, before rework, it was an A tier. It's an S tier class right now. There's so much going for it, ton of SA. They could heal during their helicopter move. So, dude, it's top tier. I mean, in my opinion, this is one of the top 3 classes in Black Desert right now for 1v1s. And we'll see if that changes anytime soon. But I think Awakened Kuno, like I said, top tier class. Next one is also known as a very, very, very stupidly strong 1v1 class, and that would be Awakening Lawn. Also, with no hesitation, also an S tier class. I would actually put Awakened Lawn just above Kuno. These two probably being top 1 and 2. We'll see. But I think these are the top 2 1v1 classes in Black Desert currently. I don't even think I have to explain Awakened Lawn, do I? It's just range grab, bro. Just dash grab. It's just that easy. Mouse move, some SA, but yeah, just mouse move grab is pretty much all you have to do with Awakened Lawn. Oh, next, yikes, we have Awakening Maywa. Maywa did get some love, I won't lie, during this rework. Was it enough love? No. No. Previously, Awakened Maywa would be a C to B tier. I have fought Maywas in the past that are absolutely god tier at playing it, but I think for the average consumer, I think an Awakened Maywa, just overall with the tools in the class for 1v1 would be slightly above slightly below Archer. Yeah, I'm still pretty happy with this list so far. Awakening Musa, S plus tier. S plus ABC up here. Nah, I'm just kidding. Awakened Musa in 1v1 actually isn't that crazy strong. It's just right now, since the rework happened, this is probably due to change, but Awakening Musa during the rework got a ton, and I mean an absolute ton of like tools. The damage is just absolutely ridiculous. The reason I want to make it an A tier class for 1v1 is because it can't grab you. But I mean, I don't know. It's very fast, a lot of damage. The moment a Kuno misses their grab or like a ninja misses your grab on a Musa, the Musa will just one-shot you. I do play Awakened Sork, and Musa's never really been that bad of an issue for me, but I don't know, dude. I think the class right now is so oppressive, it might actually be an S tier. This is gonna be an A plus. Like, this is definitely the top of A tier for now. So this is probably the number one that we might change this one. But Awakened Musa right now in 1v1 is an A tier class. Awakening Mystic, another class that I have a friend who plays a lot of Awakening Mystic. Dude, I like the slows. A lot of the water attacks are good. I think Awakening Mystic might be above Suck Mystic, but in a 1v1 situation, dude, it's kind of hard for me to say. It's a very solid class, don't get me wrong. Extremely solid class. Tons of SA, tons of CC just out of nowhere, tons of stiffens and shit like that. Yeah, no, I think it might actually be an A tier class, to be honest. Like Awakening Mystic shits on these 3 classes, right? Like, it just absolutely dumpsters these 3. So for now, I think I'm gonna put it at the very end of A tier for 1v1s. Awakening Ninja, A tier class. It's probably on par with Awakening Ranger. I know they got some tools, but I think Suck Ninja got a lot more love during the rework, so I think Awakening Ninja would be around where the Ranger is. Next one on the list is Awakening Nova. Fuck me, bro. I know a few very solid Awakening Nova players out there. In a 1v1, so if we're talking about Battle Arena 1v1, it's not that crazy, to be honest. There's some things that are very strong about it, very fast class, very hard to catch. Has a lot of like very cheese things you can do. Has a grab in the Succession form or the pre-awakened form. But let's say you're in open world, right? They're going to Excel buff on you. I think Awakened Nova. I would actually put Awakened Nova in the same. This might be controversial. I won't lie. I think there's a lot of people out there who think Awakened Nova is probably the top tier of 1v1s. For me, I'm putting it as a B tier. I'm sorry. You can't change my mind. You might be able to change my mind. I don't know. But for now, that's what it's gonna say. Awakening Sork. All right, baby. This is the one that we've all been waiting for. This is my main. Awakening Sork is definitely an S plus. Very at the top. This is the only reason. No, just kidding. It's not. Unfortunately, Sork is in a very interesting spot. I don't think it belongs there. There's no way it's above Awakened Ninja. I would say it's around the same level as a Ranger, or maybe even a Yo, it might go here. No, I'm just kidding. Awakened Sork. Everyone knows it for iframe. A lot of our catches got changed, so Blades is not as oppressive as it was before. So Cry of Darkness is not as strong. That being said, we do have a lot more SA now. And our damage is just crazy. Between Grim, Soul, and Swirl, the rework definitely blessed us with some damage. So in a 1v1 situation, which is basically all I play every day, I would say Awakened Sork is above... I would say above Hshin-Shin, right? There's no way Hshin-Shin's better, right? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where it is right here. In the middle of A tier, it's definitely not an S tier class in my opinion. A lot of people will say it's an S tier class, which is understandable, but as someone who plays it literally constantly, there's a few matchups and a few situations where I wish I was on a different class. And that's just the brutal truth of Awakened Sork, but I'm never gonna drop it because it's my favorite class by far. Awakened Sage. It's been a while, I won't lie. It's been a while since I 1v1'd a good Awakened Sage. I would say a lot of people dropped Awakened Sage for PvP the moment they lost their iframe on their dashes, which is it was a big deal. Don't get me wrong, it's a huge deal that they lost a lot of their iframes. Still has a ranged grab, still extremely fast, has a ton of SA damage. Dude, I would say Awakened Sage and Awakened Nova are in the same bracket, if that makes sense. Like wherever Awakened Nova is, Awakened Sage is right there. That's just my personal opinion. Now that I'm looking at the tier list, this might have to change quite a bit. So stick around to the end. So hopefully I'll probably fix a lot of these as we go. Awakening Striker, a lot of buffs right now, right next to above Awakening Mystic. A ton of damage, SA grab, SA everything, to be honest. Awakening Striker, let's be honest here, SA everything. Extremely strong class. In 1v1, the reason I say it's not higher, I think Awakening Striker, of course, it gets a lot of love in PvE tier list and in larger scale. I think in 1v1 situations alone, Striker does get outplayed by a lot of these rat classes. That's just unfortunately, that's just the truth of playing a gauntlet class versus something like a ninja. There's a lot of outplay potential for the ninjas and the Lons and the Kunos compared to a Striker. Not saying it's a bad class, but in comparison. Awakened Tamer. Awakened Tamer. I want to say it's an S tier class still. I know Awakened Tamer, during the rework, a lot of Awakened Tamers actually rolled off because they were unhappy, which is fair. That being said, as someone who's dueled against my friend Mythroid, extremely strong Tamer, should I say. Balance as well, an extremely strong Tamer that I've dueled against. Those players like that really make the class seem like it's the strongest thing of all time, like the best 1v1 class ever. There's so many tools. It's an S tier class. I think Awakened Tamer, even if the rework was bad, I think it's still an S tier class. It might be near the bottom of S tier, but it's still an S tier class. Awakening Valk. Awakening Valk is an interesting one. I want to say it's above Gauntlets. To be honest, I think a lot of Awakening Valk players, there's a lot of them popping up nowadays. A very fun class, it seems to play. SA block class, which, as a Sork player, I have my feelings about. But, Awakening... dude. There's no way it's above any of these other... I might actually put it down here, to be honest. Awakening Valk... I've never had issues with Awakening Valk as a Sork player. And I would imagine a lot of the players that do have a grab... So let's say if you are playing Lon, if you're playing Kuno, if you're playing Tamer... a lot of these grab classes would also not have as much of an issue. That being said, if you don't have a grab and you don't have iframes, like say for example an Archer or a Meiwa, would have a ton of issues versus an Awakened Valk. So it's a little bit more class dependent or like matchup dependent, but I think Awakening Valk might still be a B, high B. High B, high. Yeah, sure, fuck it. For now, that's where it's going. Awakening Warrior, huge buffs, A tier class. I mean, I don't think I have to talk about it too much. Warrior is always known for being that staple character or that staple class, has SA blocks, I think it has iframe, 1 or 2 iframes, has a crazy amount of slows, tons of SA, tons of cancels, and a grab. All of that put together makes Awakening Warrior a very strong class. Just in general, it's a hard duel for anyone. Some people might be tempted to make it S tier, especially after rework, but if Moose is down here, then Warrior has to be down here as well. Awakening Witch. This is actually, I have a seasonal Awakening Witch. I've been trying to play trial Awakening Witch and trying to learn it a little bit. It's not a bad class. In 1v1 though, it's an ass class. So that's going down here with the Guardian. Very similar kind of playstyle, very slow SA. Some frontals. No grab on Awakening Witch, unfortunately. But yeah, very similar. Like, if they catch you with SA damage, they're gonna one-shot you. If they don't, then you're fine. I mean, it's a very slow class. It's kind of hard to get caught by a Witch. I actually would say it's better than Guardian, but both D tier and 1v1 classes. Awakening Wizard is going to be our very first C entry here. Very similar reasoning to Awakening Witch. The only upside is it does have a grab, and there are certain skills out there that Awakening Witch has, or Wizard, that's just better than Awakening Witch, in my opinion. There's some of those CCs come out a little bit faster, making it a lot harder to duel. So in a 1v1 situation, I think Awakening Wizard actually has a slight edge over Awakening Witch. That being said, these are all still pretty bottom of the barrel classes for 1v1, so keep that in mind. Awakening Zerker is a strong A. Very strong A. Could be an S. Could be an S. Awakened Berserker has slows. Their Q buff got completely destroyed, but it doesn't really matter too much in 1v1s anyways. You weren't Q buffing in a duel unless you were throwing. So, yeah, with the rework, Awakening Zerk got a lot of range damage, a ton of CC. Dude. Oh wait, and it's really fun to play. So, yeah, it goes in this bracket right here. Musa, Warrior, Berserker, Ninja, like, and Ranger, and Sork. Like, this is a very strong lineup of 1v1 classes. It's just these three classes up here are very, very insane. Shy, S+ tier. Honestly, probably the best class we could fight against. I'm just kidding. I might have to make a new thing for this here, and then Shy goes into Uwu. So, I mean, I don't think I have to talk about Shy as much. It's not a PvP class. They don't have any tools to really fight with. In large scale, Shy definitely has this niche. You know, being the buffs and the heals and the stuff like that some of these node war guilds need. But for 1v1, Shy is pretty ass. They do have a cool skateboard now though, so that's pretty pog, but I mean, that's about it. Succession Corsair, C. This one might be a little bit more controversial. In a 1v1 situation, I think Succession Corsair is very average, below average. No grab, very, very, very slow CCs, a ton of damage, can be extremely oppressive versus certain classes, so a bit niche. But in 1v1, Succession Corsair is not that good. In large scale though, Succession Corsair with gear might actually be the strongest class in the game. But as of right now, with the reworks and everything, definitely a C 1v1 class. Succession Dark Knight is definitely also a C tier class in my opinion. I really want to put it right next to Awaken Dark Knight. Just the honest truth is, Awakening Dark Knight can put on a lot more pressure with the ranged attacks, whereas a Succession Dark Knight cannot. Both of these classes, don't get me wrong, do stupid amount of damage, have a lot of iframes, have a lot of quick CCs, a lot of SA damage. You can't really SA trade a Dark Knight, but still at the end of the day, I think it's a C tier 1v. This might be the most controversial thing I've said so far. A C tier 1v1 class, Succession Dark Knight. Succession Guardian is obviously a C tier class in my opinion. Better than Awakened Guardian. I have fought a fair few Succession Guardians that are extremely strong in 1v1. It's just the spec is better for 1v1. They have a lot more going for them. Mainly faster grab, faster movement, faster skills. That's honestly what it comes down to when it comes to 1v1 situations. Is especially versus, like, let's say you're fighting a tamer, right? Or a ninja. Good luck catching in like one of those classes with a Guardian. It's just very, very difficult to do. Whereas a Succession Guardian would have an easier time. But still probably a terrible time. That's why it's in C tier. Ooh, this is a interesting one. I'm not gonna lie. Succession Hashinshin, aka Hash, Hashy Bash. Hash is strong. Succession Hash is definitely worse than Awaken Hash in 1v1, but better in pretty much every other situation, in my opinion. So, I would say it's like it's a mid B tier, a Succession Hashinshin. Pretty middle of the road. I don't think it's anything too crazy. I don't think it's anything too bad either. So, Succession Kuno, A, above Musa. Maybe S. Maybe S. Ooh, this is a rough one. To be honest, Succession Kuno and Awaken Kuno, this used to be like this. This would, like, if we go back before the rework, Awaken Kuno would be down here. Succession Kadochi would be up here. But now, currently with the rework, it looks something like this. I don't think Succession Kuno got any worse. And I just think Awaken Kuno just got better. So, That's where I'm gonna go with that. Succession Lawn is a D tier class. I'm making a change. Succession Guardian is gonna be at the top of D tier. Succession Lawn is gonna be right under it. Both of these are known as the PvE specs for a reason. Succession Lawn is strong for what it does. Everyone knows it's an extremely good PvE grinder. In 1v1, it is very hard to get going. If you are the same gear score as someone, let's say I'm on Succession, or let's say I'm on my Sork, and there is a Succession Lawn, and we're both on Trials. We have the same exact gear score. A Succession Lawn has a lot, and I mean a lot of trouble catching me. It's just part of the class, unfortunately. I do love the class. I love how it looks, but the D tier 1v1 class. Succession Maywa, an Uwu class. Succession Maywa is an Uwu class, doesn't even belong on the list. I'm just kidding. It's a C tier. I think a Succession Maywa could be a C tier, right? Maybe. Fuck. Do I go with the B tier here? No. I think Succession Maywa, from what I know from my Maywa players out there, I have 1 or 2 Maywa friends that are extremely complaining about how Awakened Maywa got a lot of love and Succession Maywa did not. So going off of that, I would say it's around a Corsair. Yeah. In 1v1. Succession Musa, very similar, very same kind of thing. Unfortunately, Awakened Musa got uber buffed. Succession Musa got no love. I mean, close to, honestly. I think it's still worse than Succession Dark Knight. I think it has a better time with versus dude. There you go. That's a little bit more accurate, I think. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna put it in C tier. Succession Mystic, a very strong gauntlet class. Might be an A tier, might be the top of B tier. Awakening Mystic, in my opinion, just has more tools. The only reason I want to create a tier between them is because Awakening Mystic has slows that I don't think Succession Mystic has access to. A lot of the skills come out just a little bit faster, have a little bit more range. It's just the amount of tools that they have. I'm sure there's Succession Mystic players out there that are extremely strong. And as a Sork player, I hate seeing either one of them. But I think this is fine. The top of B tier being a gauntlet is fine. Succession Ninja is an S tier class. This one actually would be in my top 3. So if you guys are curious what my top 3 personally for 1v1s in Black Desert are, pretty simple. Awakened Lawn, Awakened Kuno, and Succession Ninja. Right now, after the reworks, this is, in my opinion, the top 3 classes you can ever choose for 1v1. I don't even know what to talk about Succession Ninja. There's a lot of Succession Ninjas out there that make the class look extremely strong. Players like Yellow, players like Armin, like even Archie, and people like that. These classes are just so strong. People who play Succession Ninja well play it extremely well. So because of that, Succession Ninja also has BJ Grab, has Shadow Stomp, which is probably one of the strongest CCs ever. I mean, it just comes out so ridiculously fast with all the cancels, especially with the alert stance changes. In 1v1, Succession Ninja is an S tier class, like just hands down. Succession Nova, a meme. Put this in Uwu. I don't even want to talk about it. We're making a fucking new row for this, okay? Succession Nova is very interesting. I do not regret putting it in its own category. It is, dude, I don't know. It basically, if you play Succession Nova, the main playstyle, unfortunately, that is the strongest in 1v1, is just to hold Q block. When you're in Q block, you have a frontal guard, you're in super armor, and you have 2 pets, these little pawns that will go around and stiffen everything. The moment you stiffen someone with that, you can follow up with a grab or some kind of quick CC afterwards and finish them off. So yeah, no, it's such a cheesy class to fight, dude. It's going in Don't Duel. Wouldn't that be an S tier class? I guess it would be, actually. I guess that's fair. This is more of a meme than anything else, but to be honest, if you're playing Succession Nova, the harsh reality is, if you're going into Battle Arena to look for a duel, you won't find a duel. I mean, no one out there in their right mind is like, dude, I want to fight a Succession Nova today. It's just not happening. So it goes in Don't Duel. Succession Ranger in 1v1 is a D tier class. Would it be above or below these other classes? A bit arguable, I guess. I don't know. And keep in mind, when I am doing this tier list, I am trying to come from someone who plays a lot of trial. So I'm assuming that people are at the same exact gear score. Of course, for example, like if the gear score was different, a Succession Ranger would be at Don't Duel with Sugnova if it has like 4,000 AP. But If you guys have the same exact gear score, a Succession Ranger does a lot of damage, has a lot of kiting potential, but a lot of these classes are so fast, they're going to catch up to it anyways. And when it comes to protection, Succession Ranger just isn't it. So, in 1v1, D tier class. Succession Sage might actually be worse than Awakened Guardian. It just kind of depends if you know the matchup or not. But Succession Sage, very slow CC class, has essays. So slow. It's such a goddamn slow class. Goes in PvE. Goes down here. Succession Sork. Oh, Succession Sork, where do you fall on this list? Succession Sork. I do play Sork, and I have played Succession Sork in the past, once or twice. Did try and learn it. Pretty fun class. Sucks. Sucks in 1v1. Just being honest. Sucks in 1v1. It goes B tier. Definitely B tier, below Awakening Dark Knight. It might be worse than Awakening Meiwa. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I think Succession Sork it might be a C tier, bro. It might be a C tier. My biggest issue with Succession Sork is during the rework, it didn't get that much love. Unfortunately, it just didn't get what it needed. It did get SA on Shadow Eruption, has the same rebombs and stuff that Awakened Sork has that are very strong as well. A ton of damage, few SAs, frontals are not bad. Iframe. But in a 1v1 situation, it's a lot easier to drain down the Succession Sork stamina. And that's a huge thing that Sork has always dealt with. Even like Awakening Sork has the ability to hold their SAs a lot longer to get their stamina back, whereas Succession Sork just doesn't have the luxury. It's just a very quick, aggressive class. If you don't die to it within the first minute of a duel, you probably will win. So, is that the beginning or end better? So everything that's on closer to the letter is better here. So yeah, I think Succession Sork is there. Ooh, Succession Striker, Gauntlet class right next to Awakening Striker. To be honest, you could kind of argue back and forth here. This one actually, Succession, what I kind of want to do here is put something like this. I think that's fine. I would say Awakening Mystic and Succession Striker are around the same for 1v1. Awakening Striker is step up above Hashinshin. I don't think I have to explain too much here. Pretty much the same exact class as Awakening Striker, except for the fact that it doesn't awaken, I guess. I don't know. I actually am not 100% sure what the difference is. Can I be honest here? I don't know what the difference is here, but all I know is that they're both annoying as fuck and they're both Gauntlet classes, right? So it goes there. Succession Tamer is an A tier class. Probably not that good of an A tier class though. I put it with a good Succession Tamer player would be around. Is that right? Succession Tamer is one of those classes you don't find often. I've only dueled once or twice against one. That's why I want to put it in the same area as an Awakened Ranger. So Awakened Ranger is in the very similar kind of vein. It's just known to be a hard class to play. Succession Tamer would fall into that category as well. A pretty hard class to play. So, but the people who can play the classes make it look extremely strong. So it's a decent A tier. You would put Awakening Striker over Awakened Ninja? That's where I'm questioning. I might put Awakened Striker here. And yeah, no, I would agree. Awakened Striker is better than Sork, better than Tamer, better than Ranger. I don't know if it goes. I don't think it goes any higher than this. To be honest, I think Awakened Strikers are good, and there's a lot of people rolling to the class right now. And I think in 1v1 it's very strong, but maybe it's just because of my matchup as a Sork player. I don't fear Strikers. Like, they just aren't that scary to me. But I can see if when you're a grab class, or if you're able to get grabbed easier, Awakened Striker could be extremely scary. So Succession Valk is another don't duel class. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a don't duel class. It's an Uwu class. No, it's like a C. No, it's not. I lied. It's a high B. Suck Valk, I think, is worse than Awakened Valk in 1v1. Dude, I want to put it in don't duel because it has natural resistance. So if you guys don't know, the passive for a Succession Valk gives them resistances, which is probably everyone's least favorite mechanic in 1v1. So I want to put it in don't duel. But if, let's just say one came up to you and was like, hey, I'm really trying to learn Succession Valk. Can you please duel me? I'll pay you $100. Then I would put it in B tier. I mean, I think Awakened Valk just has more tools than Succession Valk. That being said, Succession Valk, when in a larger scale environment, something that I noticed today in our AOA, when I did Arena of Arsha this morning, or a little bit earlier today, it has heals and it has PA, which are two very strong skills in a group setting. But in 1v1, it's a lot less. It's a lot harder to use those kind of skills. So I would put it here. I might actually put it under. There you go. This list is going to be changing like crazy, so just wait till the end for me to like really clean things up. Succession Warrior. Dude, this is a hard class to classify. Where'd I even put it? Awaken or Succession Warrior. A lot less popular than Awaken Warrior, but I believe with all the rework changes, it is a stupid strong class right now. Like, it is. I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Succession Warrior. I think it's an extremely scary class. Would I put it above? I would put it above Succession Striker, but it does not go above Awaken Henshin, right? I'm not putting it over my Sork. There's no way. But I think it's fine, right? Succession Warrior, better than Succession Striker. I think with the reworks and stuff, it got extremely strong. To be honest, this one is more of a to be determined because I need to fight a lot more Succession Warriors. I need some people to main Succession Warriors so I can fight them because it's very hard to find. I can't even think of one Succession Warrior that's really, really good. So Awaken Valk has PA too, has heal, gives 2-second SA to everyone. Is that true? I mean, it's still above. It's still above, okay? I guess our Awakening Valk player over here is like, bro, Succession's ass, by the way. I don't even know the difference, to be honest. Succession Witch goes up here with Awakening Wizard, C tier 1v1 class. Very strong in the right hands. If you guys can ever find, what's his name? Forever Ham 1, the GM for tax collectors at the moment of this video. Very strong, super scary Succession Witch player. I've had the pleasure of dueling him a lot actually recently. With the rework, there's some things I changed for sure for Succession Witch, but I think it's a decent 1v1 class. It's hard to fight. So I put it as a C tier. It doesn't have the tools. It does not have the same tools as the A tier or B tier class, but I'll put it above Awaken Wizard, bro. But yeah, cool class. If you could actually main it and make it look really good, then just shout out to you because it's cool. Suck Wizard, a D tier 1v1 class, I think. Just dodge the meteor, kick dub. Just dodge the meteor and you're good. I mean, super slow CCs, pretty long wind up on a lot of attacks. There's a lot of charge up attacks on Succession Wizard. I know a lot of them can be canceled. I actually did play Succession Wizard when I was first starting as well. It's all right. I don't know. In 1v1, it doesn't have the same tools. It's a D tier class. Succession Zerker, I might have to make its own tier for just being super fun. I mean, I think everyone right now is considering Succession Zerker to be the most fun class to play with all the reworks that changed. Honestly, simply because you can run people down as like a rabid dog. It's super sick. When it comes to 1v1 though, I did fight a decent Succession Zerker. I actually haven't had a chance to fight a really good Succession Zerker. I need where's Danny Destroyer at? I need to fight him real quick, but... So, with my limited knowledge of Zerker, I keep seeing it in large scale, I keep seeing it in RBF, but in 1v1, it doesn't have the same tools as Awakening Zerker. It might be the top of a B tier. Are we okay with that? I think Succession Zerker being the very, that is the B tier class. That is the top of B tier. I think that's fine. Dude, and we're almost done. Fuck me. All right, Awakening Corsair. Don't do it now. Awakened Corsair. Interesting class. Just my 2 cents on this class at least. Awakened Corsair has a grab, right? And on paper, grab classes are just better at 1v1. It's just how it works. But unfortunately, Awakened Corsair, their grab is probably the slowest shit that's ever existed in Black Desert. The animation has to be, it's so long that it's not even worth it. So just off of that alone, it's not an A tier class. It's a B tier class. It's a B tier 1v1 class. It does a ton of damage. Don't get hit by it and you're fine. The CCs come out pretty slow. I think it suffers from the same thing that unfortunately Awakened Corsair does. A lot of their CCs come out a little slower. I think Awakened Corsair just puts on a lot more pressure. So just because of that reason, it would be a B tier class. Definitely better than some of these other ones for 1v1. Probably right here. Wait. All right. And this is the end of the tier list. I'm gonna be changing a bunch of stuff here. Let me just, we have to do a double check here. You put Musa over Warrior. I did put your Awakening Musa over a Warrior. God damn it, it's so strong. In 1v1, maybe not. I do see what you're saying. Dude, do you think the buffs were, I think the buffs are strong enough to put it over Awakened Warrior. Am I wrong? I could, dude, they're both right there. Yeah, Warrior does counter Musa, that is true, but I think overall though, which one has more bad matchups? Actually, I think Awakened Musa might have more bad matchups, to be honest. Extremely grabbable class. All right, I'm down with this. This is fine. All right, so just to round out my thoughts here before I end off this fucking tier list. Don't duel. Self-explanatory. Succession Nova. You have to duel a Succession Nova to know why it's in the don't duel list, all right? It's such an annoying fucking class, all right? I'm just gonna say it's an annoying fucking class. It stays in don't duel. For my personal tier, for this tier list at least, for 1v1, Awakened Line, Awakened Kuno, and Succession Ninja are the top 3 classes, in my opinion. These can be shifted around for sure, but I think that these 3 are by far the 3 strongest classes right now in 1v1. I'm having Sarah in chat tell me to put this one in don't duel. Fair enough. I get it. I definitely feel that. But the S tier being Awakened Line, Awakened Kuno, Succession Ninja, Succession Kuno, and Awakened Tamer. I think this is fine. I think this is... Awakened Warrior might be here. Now that I look at it, Awakened Warrior might be able to actually break into the S tier, especially with the rework. A lot of their damage just is insane now. A lot of the SA damage is so oppressive. And the Gravedigger slow mixed with the spamming of grabs. I mean, it's strong. I think it's there. People are saying Awakened Hash S tier. Nah, it's not S tier. It's not above Sork. Nah, there's no way. Awakened Hash, it has range grab. That's about it. That's all I go for it. I could see it being very strong in certain matchups, but it's not Lawn. You know what I mean? It's in my opinion, as a grabber, it's worse than Lawn, and as a like SA trading class or a frontal class, it's just worse than some of these other ones. So it's strong as fuck. All right, buddy. Maybe. I've actually had the pleasure of fighting a lot of Awakened Hashes in my time, so I think I'm pretty happy with Awakened Hashes. For the A tier though, Awakening Musa being at the top of A tier makes sense, especially with the reworks happening right now. Awakened Musa is just super, it's just overtuned in larger scale, and just as a result of that, it's 1v1 is strong. So, nerf Musa. All right, can we get some nerf Musas in chat? Yeah, fuck Musa players. Woo! They're the worst. I'm just playing. It is what it is. I think it's a very strong class. Awakening Zerker makes sense. Awakening Ninja is slightly worse than Awakening Zerker. I think that's fair. I think that's fair for Awakening Ninja. Striker makes sense being up here. Awakening Ranger. Succession Tamer. All right, that's fine. I actually put Sork up by 1, just a little smidge. I don't think Succession Tamer is better than a Sork. Maybe Awakened Hash might be better too, actually. Yeah, this is fine. So A tier consisting of Musa, Zerker, Ninja, Striker, Ranger, Awakened Sork, Awakened Hash, Succession Tamer, Succession Warrior, Succession Striker, and Awakened Mystic. I think this is fine. I think Awakened Mystic might be slightly above Striker. And this is pretty much the end of my A list here. B tier, Succession Zerker being the very top of B tier makes sense to me. I think Awakening Nova, dude, I'm putting this over. Dude, Awakening Nova gets an A tier. There's no way it's not an A tier class, right? Now that I look at this, Awakened Nova is an A tier class. Awakened Nova goes right next to Awakened Henshin. That was a bit of a throw, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Awakened Nova is an A tier class. Dude, okay, hold on. There might be a few changes that need to happen here, because Awakened Sage is better than Mystic. Awaken Valk. Dude, it's kind of hard to make a list here. Sage is bottom A tier, you think? All right, buddy. I think. You think this? I said this earlier. Awakened Nova and Awakened Sage go together, so they're literally there. Succession Warrior might be a B tier now. I just don't, dude. This is up in the air. I wish I knew better Succession Warrior players. That's honestly what it comes down to. I wish I knew like really top tier Succession Warrior players to duel. And I wanna see how it changed during the rework, because I think it's a slept on class. I think it's a very strong class to 1v1 with. So hopefully that inspires someone to play Succession Warrior. I don't know. It's a sick class. I think it's a dope ass class. It's just no one shows it enough love right now. So. And then Succession Striker, I mean, it's a gauntlet classic of Zerg. S is fine. Succession Zerker, Mystic, Succession. Aren't these like the same class? Succession Striker and Succession Mystic are basically the same shit. Do I like this? Awaken Valk, Succession Zerker. I'm just moving things around here. This B tier is pretty up in the air. A lot of these classes are like, you know how there's like the top tier classes, like the S tier classes. Then these A tier classes make a lot of sense in my opinion. Honestly, Succession Warrior doesn't even make sense here, but whatever. B tier class. Yeah, I think both Valks are here. I think Succession Valk is worse than both sucks here. Succession Zerker might be better. Especially after rework. I think rework Succession Zerker is there, for sure. Suck Hash is a C, you'd say? I actually kind of agree. I put Succession Hash and Succession Sork in the same exact bracket. Two non-grab classes, a ton of damage. Just so many holes in their play that it makes it hard to catch anyone with. So it's just there. That being said, good players of either one, like if you're a good Suck Sork or a very good Suck Hash, definitely a lot of outplay potential. You could definitely make it work, but yeah, now it's there. Like these three go in the same, like if I could like make a tier for these three alone, it makes so much sense. Like these three subclasses. So those are my thoughts on that. Awaken Corsair here. I think Awaken Dark Knight is better than Awaken Corsair. I think Archer. Dude, I want to put Archer S tier because of Yoro. Like he literally makes the class seem like it's one of the hardest class. I would put it above Sork. But the honest truth is there's not enough archers out there that could do that. So I think he's just here. I think Yoro just does the impossible with a class that's bad. Awaken Meiwa, Succession Sork, Succession. Yeah. Would you guys be fine with this, actually? Succession Hash being a C tier class with Succession Dark Knight being B tier? Archer slept on? I know, right? Maybe Suck Sork actually is down here. This makes more sense to me. I like this. Suck Sork is a C tier class, sorry. Suck Sork is a C tier class. All right, I said it. It just doesn't have the tools. The stamina is so heavy on it. It's so hard to play in comparison to a Suck Sork, comparison to any of these classes. I think it's fine. I think that's fine. I think the rest of this is fine. Succession, yeah, this is fine. C tier, starting with Succession Sork makes sense. Succession Musa is already bad. I would say Succession Corsair is the better. They cucked Prime Blooming. They did. All right, fine. Do you think Succession Meiwa or Succession Musa is better? And as someone who duels them, I would actually say that I'm more scared of a Suck Meiwa than a Musa. So their Bloomstone does damage. All right, fine, fair. Succession Corsair though is worse than both. There's Succession Corsair sucks in 1v1. Like it's butt. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think this is fine. Succession Witch, Succession Awakened Wizard, that's fine. I put these above, and then Succession Guardian is a D tier. Succession Guardian's an A, C tier. Succession Guardian's a C tier class, right next to like. This is a bit of an iffy area. I think Succession Witch is up there because I actually know someone who's good at Succession Witch, and it's very scary. Succession Guardian, when played correctly, is better than Awakening Wizard. Suck Lon, Suck Wizard, Suck Ranger, Awaken Witch, Suck Sage, and Awaken Guardian are all but 1v1 classes. They're all but 1v1 classes, man. You said it's better. Okay. No, I can see that. I think this might be the final edition of the tier list. I think this is fine. I mean, this is last tier. You could make an argument that like Suck Ranger and Suck Lon are at the top, right? And then Awakened Witch is probably like, these are also, I think Awakened Guardian might be better than Suck Wiz. Suck Say, like these last three are so bad in 1v1, so it's hard. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is, you guys could double check it, but for me personally, this is the end of my BDO 1v1 tier list. I think this is everything. for 1v1s, this makes the most sense to me. The S tier seems very strong. If you choose any of those classes, you're at an extreme advantage compared to if you choose a D tier class. That being said, Black Desert is one of those games that your skill really does matter. And especially in a 1v1 situation, like if you are a very, very, very good Suck Sork, you can definitely edge out versus these S tier classes. It's a little harder, don't get me wrong, but it's possible. So hopefully the tier list doesn't like scare you away from playing Suck Sage. But just as someone who plays 1v1s pretty much all day, every day, this is my final tier list.